Hello and welcome back to Foreign Currencies with Scott. I'm your host, Scott. And so last time we looked at a trade and we said we would share a method that we could use. And so what I'd like to do is start to introduce this method to you so that we can begin to use it, at least in our demo account. So if you recall, the currency market is open 5 days a week, 24 hours a day. And that's done by the New York market, followed by the Sydney market, then Tokyo, and then London. So the method that we use is one that says that the price of the pair is going to revisit the closing price from a previous market. Now, Sydney and Tokyo, the trading is too thin and the margins are too high, so the trades are too expensive. So we only trade during the London market open and the New York market open, and those opens and closes are the prices that we're most interested in. So I'm going to scroll back here a few days to May 13th. And this was a trade that was done in my actual account, not in this demo account. So I'm not going to be able to show you the results, but I'll show you what we did. So here we are on May 13th, and at 5 p.m., right there, that is when the New York market closed on Tuesday. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a horizontal line at that close. So we're going to do a drawing, and we're going to pick horizontal, and then we're just going to tap right there. And I didn't quite hit it, so I'm just going to put my finger on this, and I'm going to do where the candle closed at 1655, which was 133.076. Okay, so now again, remember, we want to be 30 to 40 pips away from our target price. So our target price in this method is always going to be where a particular market closed. So our target is going to be this 133.076. So we need to move it. We need the price to move away from that. So if we look at that Tuesday night and we keep going, we see that it doesn't really move away too quickly. It's kind of hovering around it. It goes up a little bit there, but it's still going back and forth above and below that line. Now the next market, London, opens at 3 a.m. So we've gone through the Sydney and Tokyo markets, and now it's 3 a.m. and the London market is open. And as you can see, during the 3 a.m. 5-minute period, that tall green candle there, the horizontal line goes right through it. So not only were we not 30 to 40 pips away, we were right on it. So there's no trade for us to make. Now, as the London market goes on, you can see that now the price is rising and moving away. So now the price is 40 pips away, and it stays up there for some time. Now, remember that we have that New York market opening at 8 o'clock again. Now what happens after 5:30, you can see we reached a peak at 5:30 there with the down candle, the wick of it touching that next line, which is 133.600. So that's 53 pips away. You can see that what the market does after that is it begins to go in a downtrend. We can tell it's a downtrend because every subsequent high is lower than that high, and every subsequent low is lower than the previous low. So that's what we call lower highs and lower lows, and that's a downtrend. So as we get close to 8 a.m. when the New York market opens, we're at 133.400, or a little below it, but we are at least 30 pips away. So it's pretty close, but we had decided to put in a trade to sell in this case because we figured it would go down. And as you can already see on the right-hand side here, it did go down and it did cross that line. And so we did revisit the closing price of New York from the prior day. So what we're going to do is we're going to mark this for coming out of the weekend here. Currently we're in the weekend and the markets are closed. I'm going to highlight that and then delete it. And what we're going to do is we're going to find Friday's New York close. And that's when, since New York is the fourth of the four markets, that's the last close of the week. So we can see, we scroll over here, keep scrolling. Long way to go, and each candle is only 5 minutes. Okay, so that's 1600 right there at the bottom. That's 1600 on Friday, May 16th. You can see in the lower left-hand corner. And so it closed on a down arrow, so the closer is at the bottom of that candle body. So we're going to mark that. So we tap the chart. We're already set to drawings. We pick horizontal, and then we will just tap the chart right there, and we missed it by a little bit. So as long as that circle is around it, that means we can control it. So we'll just touch it, and we'll come back right to the bottom of that candle. Okay. Now we touch the chart again, and the little dot will go away, meaning we're not editing that anymore. And we touch the chart one more time, and the drawing option goes away. So now we have marked where the market closed on Friday, 132.805. So tomorrow, Sunday, the market will open at 5 p.m. New York time, but that'll be the Sydney market, and the spreads will probably be pretty high, so we're not going to want to trade then. And then comes the Tokyo market. But then at 3 a.m. on Monday, that's when the London exchange will open, and we'll just see. We'll come back here at that time for our next video. We'll just see if the market has moved away from this New York closing price. If it's moved away by going up, then we would look to sell. If it's moved away by going down, we would look to enter a position by buying. And what we're counting on here, our method, is that it will revisit that close price. So we will reconvene again on Sunday at 3 a.m. when the London market opens, and we'll see what we have. That's all for now. I'm Scott, your host for Foreign Currencies with Scott.